Naomi is a single mother living in Chicago, with a heart full of love but also full of anxiety. Her life was not easy when she had to take care of Max, her young son who was only 8 years old. Although she always tries to create a warm and loving environment for Max, Naomi can't help but feel stressed when facing financial pressure on a daily basis. She worked all kinds of jobs, from working part-time at a coffee shop to cleaning offices, but even so, her financial situation was always struggling. And then, on an unexpected day, Naomi received notice that she had lost her job. It was a big shock that made her feel like the sky was falling. She didn't know what to do to make ends meet, especially when the new year was approaching and she couldn't buy gifts for Max, which the boy was looking forward to. On New Year's Eve night, when she didn't have the strength to continue thinking, Naomi decided to take a walk in the cold winds of the Chicago winter, hoping that the fresh air would help her feel more relaxed. Falling snowflakes cover the empty street, making the space silent and dreamy. While wandering, Naomi stumbled upon an envelope lying quietly on the sidewalk. She bent down to pick it up, opened it, and was surprised to find that inside was $500 and a small piece of paper with the words, "If you find this envelope, use the money to do good. Wishing you a happy new year." Naomi stood silent, feeling shocked and unable to believe her eyes. She didn't know if she was dreaming or not, but the truth was that the money was in her hands. Although she desperately needs money to take care of her life, Naomi knows that kindness and sharing are what really matter. She decides to use the money to buy a small gift for Max, which makes the boy extremely happy. But Naomi didn't stop there. With the rest of the money, she bought food to cook a warm dinner for the homeless in the area. She prepares simple dishes with her own hands but full of love and care, and then brings them to share with people who are struggling with life on the streets. When she saw the grateful eyes of the people who received the meal, Naomi felt a deep joy in her heart. In that moment, she realized that good things are always around her, even in the most difficult times. On New Year's Eve, when the cold breeze blows on her face and the surrounding space becomes quiet, Naomi still walks quietly on the snow-covered street. The feeling of loneliness rose strongly in her heart, but her footsteps were like a way to dispel all worries, looking for a little peace in her heart. She didn't think that just one chance moment could change her whole life. When Naomi stopped by the sidewalk, the lights from the surrounding shops reflected on the white envelope lying quietly on the snow. At first, she just thought it was a piece of garbage that someone accidentally dropped, but then there was a strange urge that made her bend down to pick it up. The envelope had no name or address. It was simply a small piece of white paper inside with the handwritten words, "If you find this envelope, use the money to do good. Wishing you a happy new year." Naomi opened the envelope, and in that moment, she could hardly believe her eyes. Inside was $500, an amount of money she had never dared to dream of in her current circumstances. Her heart rose with a sense of bewilderment, unable to understand why there was this luck. She looked around but saw no one, only empty streets, and the snow was still falling gently. Naomi stood silent, the light from the street lamps reflected on her face, and in that moment, she felt like the whole world had suddenly slowed down. The first feeling was confusion, as if this gift could not be real. But then, her thoughts began to become clearer. She didn't need to spend this money to solve her problem. There were too many people who needed help, and she realized that she could do good for others. A decision was made quickly. Naomi will not keep this money to herself. Instead, she would do something meaningful. With that decision in her heart, Naomi returned home and used part of the money to buy Max a small gift, which she couldn't do before. The boy was happy, his eyes sparkling with happiness when he received a simple but loving gift. And for the rest, Naomi decides to use it to cook a warm dinner for the homeless who she knows won't have a full meal on cold New Year's Eve. She prepares meals not only with joy but also with deep empathy, as a way to give love and care in the most difficult times. When Naomi decided to use the money in the envelope, she felt like a new breeze was blowing through her soul, dispelling the feeling of heaviness and despair that she had been carrying all along. Although she is facing financial difficulties herself, she knows that the most important thing is how she faces challenges. Homeless people in the area are also suffering hardships she can't imagine. With this money, Naomi can not only bring a little joy to Max, but also be able to do something meaningful for the people around her. The next day, Naomi leads Max to a small shop near her home, where there are simple but affectionate gifts. The boy chose for himself a beautiful small car model that he had long dreamed of. Naomi saw Max's eyes sparkling with happiness when she received the gift, and it warmed her heart more than ever. She told herself that no matter how difficult life is, as long as she sees her son's joy, everything will always be valuable. After buying gifts for Max, Naomi returns home and begins planning dinner. She goes to the market, buys vegetables, meat, and other foods needed to cook a cozy meal. Although she didn't have much money, Naomi chose simple but nutritious ingredients. She prepares dishes such as vegetable soup, rice, and grilled chicken, all cooked with care and love. While preparing the meal, Naomi felt an extraordinary serenity, as if all worries and difficulties were temporarily put back behind. She told herself that this action not only brought joy to others, but also a way for her to find peace in her soul. When the meal was finished, Naomi and Max brought the food to the area where homeless people often gathered. She saw the appreciative and grateful eyes from the people who received the meal, and a gentle feeling of happiness spread in her heart. It is not a luxury food, but for them it is a meal full of humanity, a sharing in difficult times. Naomi realized that sometimes, a small action can make a big difference in someone else's life. Although there are still many difficulties ahead, in this moment, Naomi feels that her life is more meaningful than ever. Ever since Naomi shared a warm meal with the homeless, her story began to spread throughout the neighborhood. The recipients of the meal not only appreciated the material gift, but also felt the open heart and sincere care that Naomi had given them. Stories of Naomi's acts of kindness were quickly shared among local residents, from passers-by to coffee shops, eateries, and even small charity organizations. The story of a single mother, a woman who is struggling with life but still knows how to give love and kindness, has touched many hearts. A few people in the neighborhood, when they learned of Naomi's actions, came to her to express their admiration. They not only praised her heart, but also expressed their willingness to join hands to help, contributing to the upcoming meals that Naomi planned to prepare for the homeless. These words of encouragement and support made Naomi even more confident in her choice. She didn't expect that her small action could create such a strong spread. Less than a week later, the story of Naomi and her act of kindness was brought to the attention of a local charity. They were impressed by Naomi's kindness and spirit of sharing in the difficult context she was facing. A representative of the organization approached her and invited her to participate in their volunteer activities, with a desire to help more people and expand the impact of good deeds. Naomi was extremely surprised and happy to receive this invitation, as it not only gave her an opportunity to work in the field she has always been passionate about, but also a way for her to continue to do good for the community. Being offered a job at a charity not only gives Naomi a stable job, but also opens her up to new relationships, opportunities to help more people. She feels that her life has changed in a positive direction, from someone who is struggling to someone who can make a huge difference to those around her. Naomi's kindness not only helps her feel peace in her soul, but also gives her a new strength to face the challenges of the future. Naomi's story does not only stop at changing her own life, but also contributes to arousing faith in kindness and sharing in the community. People in the neighborhood began to do kinder things, share more with each other, and believe that even small good deeds can change the world. When Naomi accepted the invitation from the charity, she not only felt honored but also excited about the new opportunities that opened up in front of her. This invitation was like a major turning point in her life, as if all the effort and kindness she had put in had finally paid off. Upon entering the organization, Naomi felt the warmth of a united community, where everyone worked together for a common goal, to help those in need and cultivate a better society. She quickly integrated into the vibrant and meaningful atmosphere here, where every day is an opportunity to help the less fortunate. Gradually, Naomi became an important part of the organization's team, contributing creative ideas and enthusiastic charity projects. She hosts fundraising events, cooks meals for the homeless, and even shares her own story with participants, encouraging them to believe that every small action can make a big difference. Every time she saw the smiles of those who were helped, her heart felt full of happiness, not only because she helped them but also because she felt that she was living a meaningful life. This opportunity not only changed Naomi's life but also gave her a new confidence. She realized that she was no longer just a single mother struggling with life, but someone who could change reality, someone who could spread love and kindness. In her new job, Naomi also gradually gained financial stability, which she did not dare to dream of before. With a stable income from working at the organization, she no longer has to worry about monthly expenses. This allows her to focus on taking care of Max, creating a full and loving living environment for her son. As time passes, Naomi and Max build a new life together, one that they feel filled with hope and faith in the future. Naomi knows that everything good in her life starts with a small act, from the envelope she picked up on New Year's Eve. It was that action that not only changed her life, but also opened up a new opportunity, helping her realize that love, kindness, and sharing are values that can never be forgotten, and that they can change anyone's life. Finally, Naomi and Max's life enters a brighter phase than ever. Naomi's efforts not only helped her rebuild her life but also spread positive inspiration to those around her. The story of her good deeds became a living testament to the power of kindness, and what she did became a source of encouragement to the community. Naomi realizes that sometimes a small decision, an act of kindness can change an entire life, not only for herself but also for others. Max, from a boy who had suffered from the anxiety of family deprivation, now grew up in an environment full of love and hope. He understands that, while life may not always be easy, kindness and sharing can always bring about a miraculous change. Not only is Max proud of his mother, but he also learns important lessons about compassion and compassion. The boy became more and more a kind person, always willing to help others, just like his mother. Naomi, although she still faces challenges in life, now feels peace in her soul. Her work at the charity has helped her not only be financially stable, but also bring her great joy in contributing to the community. Every day, she sees positive changes in the lives of those who are helped, and that empowers her. Naomi's kindness not only gives her peace of mind, but also gives her the opportunity to build a better future for herself and Max. With every meal given, every smile of the homeless, Naomi felt the peace she had been looking for so long. She no longer felt lonely or hopeless, because she knew that all difficulties would pass, and what mattered was how she faced them. Kindness and sharing not only bring positive changes to the community, but also help her rediscover her faith in life and in herself. Every New Year's Eve, when she looks back on the journey she has traveled, Naomi feels grateful for that magical envelope. It was not just a financial gift, but an opportunity for her to reincarnate her life. And in the warm light of the first days of the new year, Naomi and Max embrace the future together, with a belief that every step in life, no matter how small, can create great miracles. They have found happiness in loving and sharing, and that is the best thing life can bring.